a 7-figure business in under 1 year on TikTok Shop. Hunter and his wife Brooke did this from the start all by themselves and sold thousands of units from their home. Today, we're gonna uncover all of it. Go to his house and figure out what kind of business he started. Is this money legit, and how much is he making? And how you can do the same for yourselves.
Okay, we're at one of the top sellers in all of Austin in his house. It's insane. This house is honestly crazy. Let's go meet my guy Hunter right now and get his story. Hunter,
Yo,
what up, brother?
Legit, Tim.
How are you?
What's up,
bro? This
bro?
is the crib.
This is the crib. Come on in.
This is nuts, bro. This is all TikTok Shop?
All TikTok Shop.
Dude, that's crazy. All right, bro. So give us a little statistic for our viewers right now. You're a top brand owner.
Yeah.
Give us some stats.
Yeah, it's May. We've done over $500,000 in sales year to date already. And with this new launch, we're anticipating to sell out about 10,000 units in the next 30 days.
Oh my goodness, dude. All right, so today I want to break down your entire story, how you started, how it's going, and then like how can people do this if they want to do this.
Let's do it.
Let's get straight into it. Okay, so tell us how this whole empire started for you.
Yeah, man. So I started selling on Amazon. I was an Amazon reseller for about 2 years previous to getting started on TikTok Shop. So I feel like everyone in the e-com space looks for the gold rush, looks for like the biggest opportunity. There was like Facebook ads in 2016. There was Amazon in 2014. There's like all of these like big monumental moments in e-com.
Yeah.
And when TikTok Shop came out, I had known that it was going to be this like crazy catalyst.
But you had a history in kind of like e-commerce stuff before this.
Yeah, because I was selling on Amazon before. So I was in the know. I knew what selling products looked like. I'd known what makes a good and a bad product.
How old were you when you were selling on Amazon?
Dude, I started my first e-com store when I was like 15 or 16. And then
15? How do you get into that when you're 15 years old? What caught your attention that made you want to do it?
Dude, it was all the drop shipping guys on YouTube. It was like all of the guru lifestyle, the really early on, just painting this picture of being able to do whatever you wanted to do from selling products online.
And so you, at the time, you're like trying to figure out how to make money. And so you go to YouTube and you start searching up how to make money. Is that kind of how it came about?
That's literally like, dude, I was a YouTube warrior.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was on YouTube every day, all day, watching every free video. I bought Udemy courses, like anything and everything to get an edge, I was learning.
And you're originally from where?
Houston.
Houston, Texas. You're originally from Houston, so you're in what, high school, looking up these dropshipping videos?
Dude, like junior high. Like I remember like I started like my very first like probably entrepreneurial like video was probably like 14. Wow. I was probably fresh into like freshman year or like 8th grade, and just was like so locked in. I knew I wanted to do this, and I was gonna figure out a way to do it.
That's crazy. So you're doing the Amazon thing. There had to be some type of hardships. Were you seeing success with that? Were you seeing?
Yeah, so we were doing, I mean, I would say like mild success, right? We were doing a lot of revenue, a ton of revenue, but like very low profit. And so I was doing all this work. I had a warehouse already, like I had already been, you could say, successful.
With the Amazon thing.
In Amazon, but like doing so much work for like 10% profit. Was like,
the margins weren't there.
No, and so then TikTok came, I was like, oh dude, this is gonna be it. Private label is known to be like crazy profit margins. Like look, there's a new platform and a new business model. I can take everything I know, transition into this business and go all in.
Can you break down what private label is for those who don't know?
Yeah, so private label is essentially just taking a product that has a generic brand. So let's say Duracell, Duracell batteries, and then taking Costco, which is then their Kirkland Signature brand, and rebranding the Duracell batteries as Kirkland Signature.
Got it.
So that's private label.
So it's the same product. It's just depends on how much like Kirkland's promotes it.
Just different packaging. It's all it is. Same exact product, different packaging.
Got it.
And so that's white labeling essentially. Private labeling is just changing it up slightly. So we change up our formula. We have custom formulas on all of our products. But essentially, when most people get started, it's white labeling.
And is that how most brands on TikTok Shop operate, you would say?
Yeah, most brands start either as a white label or they'll get some manufacturer that allows them to customize the formula and go straight to private
When
label.
you were going into TikTok shop and you knew like, hey, I want to private label this, where do you start looking? Where do you like, how does it even start for you?
Yeah, so I looked on YouTube, but because I had launched, like I was wanting to launch early, there's no YouTube videos.
Right.
Zero information online about like how to get started.
Especially with TikTok shop.
Yeah. And so with that, I had to go to like mentors. I had to go find people that were kind of doing it or similar in the space.
You're looking on Instagram or?
Instagram, all of the drop shipping guys that had used TikTok before. Like I knew that how it would transition where the guys that were running drop shipping stores were gonna start using TikTok to start selling. And so there was kind of like a aligned market. So I just started outreaching, cold bound outreach, offering guys $1,000 an hour to like mentor me on this.
Really?
That were, like starting, because there was
so you were taking your Amazon earnings and you were reinvesting it into this new business.
All of it, dude, all of it.
All of it.
We straight up put a pause. We completely stopped buying inventory, stopped selling, and took all of our capital and money and put it straight into this. So I was paying $1,000 an hour to get mentored. I was asking every question possible, and I decided it's trial by fire. I got to figure this out. I got to just start doing it.
What was your first like roadblock that you ran into
manufacturing,
early on?
Manufacturing was so difficult because like there's all of these white label places, but I didn't want to white label. I didn't want to take someone else's product and just slap my logo on it.
Right.
I wanted to solve a problem. And so solving the problem with manufacturing was really hard because lead time. Everyone wants to do like this 8 to 12 week lead time, and that's a long time, especially when I'm trying to get launched on a brand new platform. I went fast. So that was the issue.
Do you have your first product here at the house that you can show us?
I do.
Sweet. Yeah, let's go check it out.
Let's go grab it. I have a drawer of old samples and things that we produced from the very first start.
Yeah, let's check all of this out.
So you can see this was actually our very first rendition of Breathe These, our lung detox gummies, which then turned into this, what you see now.
Wow.
Which actually we have a V2, it has a new logo and everything. But yeah, this is the original version. Formula was different. We've changed formula about 3 times now. Finally finalized on like a good.
What makes you want to like? Can I see that?
Yeah,
what makes you like want to change the formula?
So realistically, like when I went into this launch, I was solving problems. So I wanted to like have mullein leaf, which is the main herb for a lung detox, but I wanted to include other things to make it stronger. And so when V2 came out, I wanted to like just up dosages. I was like, all right, like I'm kind of underdosed in this area, looking at my competitors, some people have more, let's just double dose. And then the third rendition was like, all right, we've now dosed efficiently. What are our customer complaints looking like? Maybe
listening to the customers is key.
Huge. And so our third rendition was finally solving those final pain points that some of our customers had about like absorption and sugar content and stuff like that. Fixed those. Third rendition, we're finalized.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What gave you the initial inspiration for like a lung detox out of everything that you could have done? Why a lung detox?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons for the lung detox. I think it's really important you pick a group of people that you know a lot about. And so for me, it was smokers. I come from a family of smoking. I have partaken in a little bit of smoking in my life. And so like, I'd known a lot about this group of people. And so I felt like-
You were passionate about fixing the issue.
Yeah, and a lot of people that smoke, whether it's vape, whether it's smoke cigarettes, whether it's smoke anything other substance, like you have mucus buildup, you cough up a ton of yellow phlegm. And I was like, that's a pain point that every smoker has. I can solve that pain point, and which is the lung detox.
Wow, that's super interesting. And then, so you started with this. Right now, this is the latest rendition. How many units have you sold to date of these right here?
Of the new version like this?
Well, I would say of any of the product in whole.
We've sold over 20,000 units.
Over 20,000 units.
Combined across Shopify, Amazon, TikTok, across all platforms, 20,000.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to ask you is like, how much of success do you feel like on TikTok has affected your Amazon sales?
Oh, bro, TikTok is the catalyst mover for our Amazon.
Really?
We use TikTok to build up all of our Amazon listings. It's called spillover traffic. We one-to-one see a track from, if we have a viral video on TikTok, we see a spike in sales on Amazon every time.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, and now you have Breathe These, you have the main product. What is the second product that you come out with, the newest one?
Yeah, so we have product number 2 and 3 that just came out.
I think I saw them sitting on your desk,
Let me just go over there and let me show you the final versions, because those are the samples. Not everything got finished correctly on those. So the new 2 products that we have are Toxin Detox.
Wow.
So the Toxin Detox is a heavy metal and microplastic detox. So we have a kids version, which is this one, and then we have an adult version. They're gummies. The kids is a 14-day detox, gentle detox for kids, and the adult is a 7-day intense full body cleanse.
Wow, that's insane. What gave you the idea behind this?
So I think a lot about virality, right? TikTok is all based on how many views can you get on the product. That is like number one-to-one conversion. So I felt like, what is something that is extremely talked about, what is extremely controversial, and what is there just an abundance of conspiracy around, right? Because we know conspiracy kind of drives, you know, engagement and everything else. And so microplastics, I just kept seeing it over and over again on podcast clips from Joe Rogan to Andrew Huberman to like the biggest podcast in the world. They talk about microplastics and what are the effects. And
That's genius.
Yeah, and so we just went in and worked with my manufacturer, worked with the physician to really formulate something that works.
Wow.
That helps break out and remove those microplastics, remove those heavy metals.
And what about the kids? Where does the kids idea come from?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that many kids products on TikTok.
No, and so the kids was actually a last minute audible, to be honest with you. So we started with the adult and I did a ton of research. So a part of my launching sequence is we analyzed thousands of reviews across competitor products. So after looking at all these competitor products about heavy metals and microplastics and toxins, what we kept seeing were kids, like parents. I'm a parent, I gave this to my kid. It helped them with their speech, it helped them with this, that, their development, their ADHD. And so we were like, there's this huge market for kids and no one's doing kids focused microplastic detoxes or heavy metal detoxes. So like we can solve this pain point. And so I reached out to my manufacturer, I was like, look, I want to launch this kids version. What do you think? He's like, dude, you're spot on. Let's do it. And so we made a whole formula completely separate to this one, which was a lot of work, but to make sure this one's gentle and effective for kids.
Right. How many moving pieces are there in creating this?
Oh, bro, everything. So much. So it's like all the way from bottle design to label design, to copy, to formula, to R&D, to flavors, and that's just on the front end. That's not even the back end of like getting it produced and you know, logistics of it.
Taking care of your customers, shipping it out.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, next I want to see, let's see what a day-to-day looks like in the life of you. You're waking up in the morning. Let's go through your day and kind of see what that looks like.
I want you to try one first.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want you to try one. This is the kids. I
actually don't think I've tried one yet of the kids one.
No, I don't think you have.
Oh, wow.
Flavorful, right?
It like, it tastes amazing. And you can tell like it's not like packed with sugar.
It's not.
It's not like super packed with sugar. It's like that perfect balance of like super flavorful, super tasty, super sweet, but like not overly like sugar filled.
Yeah, I think this is like,
that's a banger product right there, dude.
The flavor's fire.
That's a banger product. Future billionaire in the house right now.
Go.
All right, bro, let's do this.
So wake up in the mornings, typically roll out of bed, first thing, pop my detox, make sure there's no microplastics in your body.
Let's go.
And then right after I wake up, first thing I typically do is either, depending on the day, hit the gym or I go on a run. And so very, very important that you get outside and do something, in my opinion. I think like the more mental struggles that you go through, the easier your day gets.
Right.
And so I'll start with going to a run or to the gym.
Doing the hard stuff first.
Hard stuff first. So once I come home from one of the two, it's always one of the two, we go straight outside. There's no work getting done before we hit outside.
Your mind is just blank right now.
Blank. I'm still focused on what is my day gonna look like, but I'm not thinking about, you know, my meetings, I'm not thinking about emails. I'm just focused on my health, myself first. So then I move into the cold plunge. I am a very, very big advocate on keeping it cold and, you know, staying in there.
Dude.
40 degrees right now.
Nuts. What do you feel like this benefits you first thing in the morning?
Honestly, it's just pure suffering. Like it's purely just like getting the hardest thing out of my day done. Like I still will sit here on days and like stare at the thing for like 5 minutes and be like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But it's the act of doing it that like just makes you feel so good.
That's wild. If it was me, I would have a hot tub here and I would get in the hot tub after the run. That's crazy. Okay, so you got your fitness done, you worked out, you got your cold plunge, your hardest thing of the day is done. What are we moving on to make some money?
Yeah, so first thing, typically my mornings are blocked off from like 8 a.m. to 11.
Okay.
That's like my pure lock-in time.
Right.
All I do is work on either no meetings, it's just whatever I'd planned the day before, I have an actionable list of to-dos, that's what I knock out.
Okay.
So it could be either 1 or 2 just big tasks, or it could be 8 small little check the box kind of things.
Got it.
So
and then how many like employees are you managing day to day?
Yeah, so right now we have 3 people working for the team. So it's myself, Brooke, which is my wife, and then Matt, which is our affiliate manager.
Okay.
So that's the team. I have a stand-up meeting with both of them once a day, and we talk about what the plan for the day is. Like, what's getting done, what are the bottlenecks of yesterday, what's worked and what hasn't worked, and how do we go about the rest
And
of it.
your affiliate manager, where does he comes here?
Yeah, so Matt lives in Louisiana, but he's moving to Austin after we leave for Asia. So we're going to Asia to lock in. Gonna be in Bali, Phuket, we're going to like Thailand, we're just doing everything. We're doing all of Asia.
What was the reason behind that trip?
So I've been in Austin here for just over 2 years now. I love the city, but I felt like it was time to kind of see the other parts of the world.
Right.
And now my business is kind of automated, so I don't have to fulfill orders anymore, which I was talking about logistics earlier. That's a huge piece of the pie that's like no longer in my circle of things I have to do.
So people ship out your product for you now?
Yeah, I don't touch any of them anymore.
Tell us a little bit about that. How does that work?
Yeah, so my manufacturer acts as my 3PL.
Okay.
So my third party logistics.
Got it.
And so what they do is they ship all of my inventory to 2 places, Amazon and TikTok.
Okay.
So there's big warehouses all across the United States for Amazon and TikTok, and then Amazon and TikTok, then disperse all my orders to my customers within 2 days.
How much does that cost a business typically to do?
So it depends. So we get a fulfillment fee per unit. So on TikTok, it's like $2.83 per unit, but then on Amazon, it could be like $4 to $5 per unit. It just depends.
Okay. So you have to factor all that in before you can start selling because you want to make sure you're in the green.
Gotta make sure your margins are super on point. It's so easy to get lost.
That's one thing that we didn't talk about. Like when you started off this business, how far in the red did you go and for how long before you started making profit?
Bro, it was like, for so long, I thought I was making money and I wasn't. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's like...
You weren't doing the math right, or?
Well, dude, there's so many moving parts. When you have 3 channels, you have TikTok, Amazon, Shopify, you're running ads on all 3, you're paying affiliates, you're paying out a commission, you have retainers, you have all these things that are moving, but you see your bank account growing, but you don't know like why it's growing.
Right.
You don't know what is the lever that's actually profiting, but you know you're profitable at some point.
Yeah.
And so after expenses with the warehouse and employees and everything else, I was probably break even for the first I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Like just like reinvesting everything in. Now, could I have been more profitable? 1,000%. But I chose to reinvest everything back into the business and reinvest into affiliates, reinvest into ads, reinvest into these other segments that were gonna grow my business elsewhere.
And it's paid off in a big way?
Oh dude, now we're running at like almost a 40% contribution margin month over month. So it's great.
You did tell me that you did have some hardships, and we're gonna go move on to that now because we have a whole storage unit that we're gonna show you guys of mistakes to avoid and mistakes that Hunter has made growing this business. What are we here looking at, bro?
All right, guys, y'all are fixing to see, along with half of my office, you're also gonna see a big loss in here. There's about 2,500 units of bottles that are unsellable.
What?
Unsellable.
2,500.
2,500, which is about
how much in revenue would that be?
40 grand. Oh no, $40,000 of like inventory
that you can't sell.
That I cannot sell. Yeah.
Okay, well let's check it out. This is nuts.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So what you see here may look like just normal cardboard boxes. My house packed up into one.
Right. Don't tell me all these are your units.
But you might want to watch out.
Are you serious, bro? No way. Oh my goodness. All these are unsellable units?
Every box in here you see are unsellable units.
Why are they unsellable? What happened to them?
Well, I want you to find out for yourself. I want you to open up one and let me know what you smell.
Oh, dude, that is rancid. What the heck?
It's raw reaction. It's not scripted.
Why does it smell like that?
So what happened are the gummies themselves are perfect, right? They look great.
Right.
The formula is great. I would not try one. But what happened is when they sealed it, they used a heat induction seal, and the heat induction seal trapped gases and whatever else, and they've sat now for, when we got it, it sat for like 3 weeks with this, like these gases stuck in here. And so now when you open it, you have that that chemical, like
I just breathed in that toxic gas.
Yeah,
right now,
yeah. Whatever you breathed in, it was bad.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, now we have 25. It's actually over 2,500 units of unsellable inventory that we're going to use for marketing materials eventually.
So whose fault was that?
Manufacturers.
So what do you do in that position? Do you sue the manufacturers? What do you do in that case?
So I love my manufacturer. I think I have one of the best manufacturers in the United States. But it happens. Like realistically, issues like this, I wouldn't say are common, but they happen. Gummies are actually extremely hard to produce. They're very inconsistent. It's why the biggest brands don't do gummies, because gummies are hard to get consistent.
They can melt.
They melt. I've
seen where they get old and then they start
they condense together, they stick together, and there's just so much issues with gummies. And so this, it was a manufacturing error. My manufacturer took responsibility. I shipped them all back. This is actually a batch of 5,000 that got messed up. I shipped 2,500 bottles back to the manufacturer. I kept these 2,500 for marketing, and then they re-poured and redid the entire 5,000 units at no cost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got something to market with.
Yeah, so.
That's insane. So it's not always so easy running a business. Wait, didn't you have something else in here that you were gonna show us?
Yeah, these boards right here are what you see. Let me pull this board out. You can see.
Oh, wow.
Which one is it? It's this one. Here we go. Let's pull this. Lift that side out and pull it for a second.
Gotcha.
Let's see what we can expose to the camera here. This is our live streaming set, just taken apart. So you see our Spark logo, Breathe Ease, and then this was what is left of our live streaming studio. And so at the warehouse, we had a live streaming studio where we had an employee come in every day, live stream. An actress, yes, that you actually helped refer like where to get it.
Right.
And so she came in and live stream for 3 hours every single day. And now, as we're fixing to move to Asia and kind of move remote, we have this all packed up until we get an office when we come back.
Wow. What was the like learning lesson with that? How can you do better as a business?
Yeah, so what I learned about live streams is it's not a one-person job.
Right.
I assumed that it would be easy to hire one person, let her be full of energy for 3 hours, repeat the same thing, and sell something. Turns out you need a lot more engagement, and it's a time thing. So you need to be going live every single day for at minimum 4 hours a day. You need to have an assistant there to have props and to help engage in the chat and drive engagement. There's a lot of back-end things to it that people don't see or understand that goes into a live stream, and you can't do it by yourself. That's what I learned. And so going forward, when we do launch with another live stream set and have another office, we're gonna have 3 people on a team. One main person that's doing the actual acting, a person that switches out, and then an assistant to just run and get things.
Wow, that's insane. Super useful information if you want to start your own business. That's crazy. It's not just the ups. You also got to go through the downs as well.
There's a lot of downs and a lot of ups, but at the end of the day, I look at this as a win, right? Like, I didn't lose anything. My manufacturer took the L. They compensated me, and now I have an opportunity to do something really cool with these bottles. I mean, I have over 1 million gummies. Like, if you count the actual count, it's over 1 million gummies. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna fill up a car. We're gonna blow up a ton. We're gonna do fun stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. So really what I want to know, Hunter, is you've shown us your business, how you started it. Is this money real? Is it profitable? And how much can you expect to make if you're starting up your brand?
Yeah, so I've been doing this for almost a year now. I started last June, and year to date, so just in 2025, I've done over $500,000 in revenue and about just over 200 grand in profit.
Okay.
That's in my pocket, paid to the in the green.
Right. And so what are your like estimations like to grow it? Like how big do you think you can get this thing?
So right now I'd say like we're on the brink of being called a 7-figure brand, right? A million dollar brand.
Because I know like TikTok is very much so like a snowball effect.
It is.
You start off small and you might have made 200,000, which is insane in 1 year. But it's just gonna get bigger from here.
It's just gonna get bigger. And this is with one SKU. That's all with one product.
Right, one product.
So now that we're launching two new products that I think will be our new hero SKU, the prediction, whenever this video comes out, it'll be probably before this blows up all the way. So my prediction is that this SKU is gonna 3x our sales like year to date. I genuinely believe that this is gonna be the product that takes us from $1 million brand, a 7-figure brand, to an 8-figure brand.
Wow, well, we might have to do a part 2 to this. If you could give some advice to people who want to start selling on TikTok Shop, what would you tell them right now?
I would say it's never too late, it's never too saturated, and there's always an opportunity. Like I think TikTok Shop is going to be the gold rush for the next 2 years, 3 years, and it's like, what are you waiting on, really?
If they want to be an affiliate for your brand, what would you tell them?
Yeah, if you're gonna be an affiliate for my brand, or you want to launch your own brand, you can shoot me a DM at @TheHunterHewitt, and I'll get you helped out.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for having us over, bro. Congrats on all your success.
Dude. You're great.
I'm excited to see where this goes, bro.
We're gonna kill it together.
Let's go.
If you like that video and you want to see a TikTok affiliate who did 400K in sales in 1 month, click this video here, subscribe for more. I also have a course down below if you want to learn how to make money on TikTok Shop.